Hi, everyone. I'm back again. Okay. Um, I wanted to share this really beautiful, um, like an awareness, or I don't want to call it an epiphany, but there's a learning. There's a learning that I experienced this past weekend. I am taking a polarity class. It's energy work. It's definitely energy work. It's not massage for those that are unfamiliar with it, but there is some light touch and there's some deep touching as well. And this video is not about polarity. I'll share about that later. But the teacher had us do this really interesting exercise, really fascinating. So, and I won't go into too much detail, except to say that without words, we were putting our hands on somebody's back and holding an intention. So we were not looking eye to eye with each other. So imagine somebody facing a wall, and then I was putting my hands on this person's back, and I was just holding an intention, a phrase in my mind. And what I did is I kept repeating it over and over again. And the point of the exercise was for that person to feel what they felt in their body. Did they feel contraction, constriction, discomfort? Did it feel tight? Did it feel open and expansive? So just holding an intention, how did that feel? And the reason that this is important, and this we all experience this in our day-to-day life, is we could be out and about doing our normal everyday errands, and we can feel people. We can feel their energy fields and what they're carrying. We can feel stress just by looking at somebody. They don't even have to speak. It can be on their face, or how they are holding their body, or maybe how they're dressed. We can feel joy and happiness. We feel all these things. So we were given some phrases to think about. And there were some that were very positive and uplifting, and I can share what those are. And then the teacher threw in a newer phrase that she says, as lovely as the first two are, more people she's been finding are responding to the third phrase with more expansion and openness in their body. And I will share what the phrases are, and then I want to speak to why I think this is. And, you may have a different, you may come to a different conclusion. But having done, or having been in the healing world for 26 years as a practitioner, I've experienced a lot. Not everything by any means. There's so much under the sun. And every week or every couple weeks, I'll hear about a new modality. And so I definitely haven't experienced or heard of everything that's out there. But I've experienced a lot. And it is, I think I just lost my train of thought with that. Yes. So doing this work for as long as I have, I do hold an intention for the people that come to work with me. I absolutely do. I want for them to leave with a shift and a transformation, and I want them to feel better. So of course I'm going to hold that intention for people. I also know that people heal on their own time and their own timeline and in their own way, and in the way that feels the safest for their body. That's the most important thing, is when our body feels safe. And that does include when your mind feels safe and your emotional body feels safe. Then that's when you can take that deep breath and you can relax more into a healing state and a healing process. So you're better able to receive when you're in a healing, when you feel safe. Okay, so the first two phrases, which are lovely and there's nothing wrong with them, is your body has the wisdom to heal itself. And that's the intention we were holding. And then people were being asked to see how that felt for them. So your body has the wisdom to heal itself. And I often say when I do the tapping work that I do, your body knows how to heal. Your body knows how to heal. I don't have to tell the mind, your body knows. We just have to give it the space to heal. And then the other phrase that we said was, you are healed and whole. You are healed and whole. So we are intending that for people. You are healed and whole. And I'm not saying that that didn't feel good for some of the people receiving that, but what Grace shared with us, and this is the third phrase. The third phrase that we held was emptiness and allowing for the highest and best. And I'll say that again. Emptiness. We were holding the intention of emptiness and allowing for the highest and best. So I thought it was really fascinating, and it did hold true in the group that we were in, that people really responded to that with a lot of spaciousness and openness, and it felt really, really good. Not that the other two phrases didn't, but the reason that I think that this was so impactful for people was that instead of saying you are healed and whole, like I am now telling you, or sort of like putting a command into your field. That's my intention. I want you to be healed and whole. Now, drop into these words, emptiness. Emptiness. So your body, you're asking the body to empty and release what it's holding. Now you are inviting the body to release what it's holding on its timeline in its own way. So there's an invitation for emptiness, and then for allowing the highest and best. And again, that's an invitation. I'm intending for an allowing field. Allowing. And so you can't see my hands, but it's like the field grows. So emptiness, the field is like, let's empty. Let's release. If there's a cup that's overfilled and you can't just take anymore, let's empty it some so you can fill back up. So there's an emptiness and then allowing for the highest and best. So it really puts the, it's like tossing the ball back to somebody. Like, you're in control. You're in control. You have sovereignty. Your body knows what to do. Your higher self is going to step in and take over. Not the practitioner. You. Your body and its inner wisdom is going to come in. So I just wanted to share that with you. It was very mind-opening for me, eye-opening, mind-bending a little bit. Like, I can hold the intention that your body has the wisdom to heal itself, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what if I hold the intention of emptiness and allowing your body to empty out, and then allowing for the highest and best to come in? Whatever that may be, because I certainly don't know what that is for somebody, and maybe they don't even know what that is, but their higher self does know. The higher part of their being knows what that is. So, let me know what you think about that. I thought it was really fascinating, and so much of my work is about creating space in the body and in the mind and in the emotional body and in the heart and soul, like just creating more space, because dis-ease is when there's contraction and tightness, when things have locked up, whether that's a physical thing, your physical muscle or part of the body that is locked up, whether that is a mental kind of lockdown mentally or emotionally, like when we're protecting our heart or protecting some other part of our emotional body. And the mind can run stories that are untrue. The mind can look for things that are untrue. The mind can simply make a judgment or have a judgment be placed on the person, and all of a sudden now the mind is like latched onto this thing that's not true. So there's a lot of ways that the mind goes whoosh. clamps down, like, all right. And then slowly that becomes a belief and a limiting belief. And so we have to undo it. We have to unwind and release it. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.